All right, continuing on Jasperactive Online, Excel Associate Program. This is Lesson 2, Manage Data Cells and Ranges. Exercise 5, Learn to Apply Formats. We're going to go ahead and click Start. By default, if you type a whole number or a 0.00 at the end of a number, Excel will not include any decimal places. If you need the default 2 or more decimal places, you need to change the format to include this option. So we're going to select cell ranges B19 to B22 down here, B19 to B22. On the Home tab in the number group, we are going to click the number format arrow. A list appears showing the most commonly used numeric formats for a cell. Below the title of each numeric format, Excel displays the number from the selected cell or the top left cell if you select a range. For example, the value 3298 in cell B18. I'm not seeing that. Under currency, it doesn't do that part here, but that's okay. Okay. Click number on the list. Number. Excel has applied a uniform format, 2 decimal digits, to all the numbers. With the cell range still selected on the Home tab, click Number Format arrow and click More Number Formats. More number formats. In the dialog box, category is already set to number and 2 decimal places. Click Use the Thousands separator. Oh dang, I should have scrolled down more. I'm going to cancel out of this for just a second, so I can scroll down. Oh, well, that was easy. Then I'm okay. Use the thousands separator, click OK. So that's the comma there. You see what changed. By default, the currency format includes a $, comma is the thousand separator, and 2 decimal places. Click on cell B19. Click the number format box and click currency. Cell B22 and click currency as well. So now it has a $, and the 2 decimal points. Cell B22 still selected. On the Home tab in the number group, click decrease decimal. So here is increase decimal, this one's decrease decimal. Twice to remove all decimal digits. Notice that Excel has rounded the number up. You can also increase the number of decimal digits to match the formatting used for numbers in the whole worksheet. In this case, we will leave it as is. Hint, you can also right-click and then increase decimal or decrease decimal on the mini toolbar. Select cell B6. Number format and click long date. The long date format is much too wide for this cell. Press Ctrl-Z to reverse the numeric format. Scroll down. The cell containing the phone number is also numeric, but a special format needs to be applied. So we're going to select cell B4, number format, more number formats, and click special, and click phone number, and click OK. Look at that. It puts in the parentheses and the hyphen. Now appears correctly. The course has been set up using the English US keyboard. If you're in a different location, like a different country, your results will appear different because phone numbers are different in different countries. At the top of the worksheet are 2 rows of text that run over the right edge of the cell. To fit the text within the width of the cell, we will use the wrap text function. Notice this feature is advantageous when you want to see the entire contents of a cell, but it will only wrap within the height and width of the cell. You will need to adjust these accordingly, which may change the overall layout of the worksheet. Select cell A1 and click text wrap. A2 and click text wrap. Notice that Excel now shows the text on multiple lines within the width of these cells. Select cells A1 and A2 on the Home tab. Click Text Wrap to turn off the text wrapping in these selected cells. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust that correctly. And turn off text wrap. Next, you will center the text across the width of the columns in the file. To accomplish this, you will use the merge and center function. Select cells A1 to H1. And click in the alignment group, merge and center. Notice that Excel has now merged the 8 cells together and centered the title across these cells. The merge and center function can work on only one row at a time. You'll have to repeat the previous step for the next row. So we're going to do A2 through H2 and click merge and center. Remember that although you have merged cells together and therefore centered the data contents across these cells, you entered the data in the original cell. Therefore, to make changes to these contents, you must go back to the original cell, A1 or A2. Cells that have been merged can be unmerged. Click merge and center to unmerge the cells. There we go. That was question 6 of 8. Alignment refers to how the data is positioned within the cell. You set the alignment for both to be horizontal between the left and right edges of the cell or vertical between the top and bottom of the cell. We want to select cell B4, the phone number, and on the Home tab, click Align Text Left. So that's this one right here, Align Text Left. C7 and C8, we want Align Text Right. So this is going to be my Align Text Right. And it moves it over to the right side of the cell. C11 and C12, Align Text Right. There's Align Text Right. E7. Click and hold the Control key. We want E11, G7, G11. So I was holding the Control key. You can see that I have multiple cells selected. And then we just want to click Align Right, and it moves them all at the same time. Earlier, you tried to use the long date format, but there was not enough space in the cell to display it. You can now use it by merging across adjacent cells. Select B6, format long date. We just did that, and then we had to undo it. Then B6 to D6. And we want to merge and center. And click Merge Across on the Home tab to align left. Where's Merge Across? Okay. We've got B6 to D6 on the Home tab. Click the Merge and Center arrow and click Merge Across. On the Home tab, click Align Left. Repeat steps 6 and 7 for B10 through D10. So this one, again, we want the long date. We're going to merge across. We're going to left align. Select B15 and B16. Click Align Left. And then click Increase Indent. That's the Increase Indent one. And we're good with question 7 of 8. Submit. The default font for worksheets is, I've seen that word a million times. I don't know that I've ever said it. Calibri, unless otherwise changed. All fonts installed on your system are available for use. Change the font size and style for the document heading. So we want to select cell A1. On the Home tab in the font, we want font size 24 and bold. Then select A2, font size 14 and bold. Now bold all cell titles. So we want to select A3 to A22 and click bold. Select all the rest of the cell titles together by holding down the Control key until you have selected the last cell. Time, airline, flight number, and address. Click bold. Okay, so we want these ones. I'm pressing the control line, airline, flight. All these needed to be bold, right? Time, airline, flight, and address. We want that one bolded too. If you miss one or more cells, just select those cells and click bold for those cells. If you accidentally bolded an incorrect cell, select those cells and click the bold button again to reverse the setting. These formatting buttons in the ribbon act as toggle switches to allow you to turn the feature on and off. Now select a different font for a cell. Cell A18. Click the font arrow and click Arial Black. Click the font size and say 14. Now press the Control key and click columns B, D, F, and H. B, Control D, F, and H. And we want to click the font arrow and select Arial. There we go. It's sort of over. I wouldn't like that, and it runs off into the next cell. But that's what it says to do. So that's what we're doing for now. And that should be the end of exercise 5. There we go. 8 out of 8. Done. Done.